Hello everyone, welcome back to the course. So far we have learned quite few important concepts. We have started Python basics, then we wrote our first program. After that we have learned variables, data types, user inputs, types, typecasting. Now it's time to learn something you use in almost every programs, that is called operator. Now whenever you perform a calculation or just compare two values or just check a condition, we are using their operators. By the end of this lecture you will understand how to use them confidently in your program. So let's get started. Before we jump into coding, here is a quick overview of today's lecture. We will begin by understanding operators, what operators are. Then we will learn data types of operators available in Python. After that we will explore each type one by one with example. We also solve few examples. We also solve some few practice questions together, and finally I will give you a small challenge to try by yourself. Don't worry about something new names that you know. Everything will make sense as we end this lecture. So let's get started with a simple question. Imagine I have a two number on the board. One is 5 and another is 3. Now I ask you to add them. What symbol you will use? Probably you will say plus sign. If I say you want to subtract them, what symbol you will use? Minus sign. But what if I ask you to do the multiplication? What symbol will you use now? We use this. There is a symbol called asterisk for multiplication. We use these types of symbol every day without even thinking about them. Python works the same way. These symbols are called operators. Operators simply tells Python what action is should be taken. It should add a two number, compare two number, check is it true or false. Also, whatever when you see a symbols like plus, minus, greater than, double, equals, or any operators you are looking at. Now let's understand one more small concept. Look at this expression 5 plus 3. Here you can see 5 is an operand, plus sign is an operator, 3 is again an operand. So usually these expressions have two operands, and between them there is an operator. Here operator is plus sign and operator performs the action. Now that's what you need to remember. Don't try to memorize the terms, just understand what you are writing. Once you start writing programs, you will become familiar automatically with them. Now you might be wondering how many types of operator does Python have. So mainly there are six types of operators that a beginner should know. First is arithmetic operator. So you might be wondering what is arithmetic operator. As you can see from the name itself, it will be like calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Second, there is assignment operator. Assignment operators help us to store data and update values inside any variable that equals to sign is an assignment operator. Then there comes comparison operator. These or compare two values and give us either true or false. Fourth is logical operator. Logical operator allows us to combine multiple conditions together like a chain of booleans. Then there comes identity operator. These checks whether two variables refer to the same object or not. After that, we came to know about the membership operator. These are mainly used to check if a value exists in a collection or not. We will use this further in when we are doing with lists. Don't worry if they don't sound similar to you. We will learn everything within this lecture itself with some examples also. You will exactly know when to use each operators. Now that we know the different types, let's get started with the most common one, arithmetic one. So arithmetic, these are probably the operators you use most of while writing Python programs. Arithmetic operators are probably the first operators you will see in every programming language. The good thing is you already know about them as you have already studied mathematics. Python simply uses the same symbols. Look at them one by one. The first operator is a plus sign, which does the addition. So you can, as you know, how the addition works. Same with the minus sign. Minus sign works with subtraction. Then comes the multiplication operator. Multiplication operators just multiplies two operator, and the symbol used for multiplication is asterisk in Python. Next comes division. Python uses forward slash for division. As you can see, this is called forward slash, and when it will be like this, that will call backward slash. But Python use forward slash for normal division. And after that, there comes, you can here I will give you an example. As you can see on the screen, here 10 is divided by 3, so and the answer is about something about 3.333. Notice something here: Python doesn't round out the answer. It completely gives the value in decimal form. We will understand why this is happening in just a few moments. After that, we have a floor division operator. This uses two slashes, and instead of giving answers in division, it gives a proper whole number. Basically it removes the decimal parts and just gives the whole number. After that, there comes the modulus operator. Modulus operator is the operator that is used to find the remainder that is left after division. So basically think it like when we divide 10 by 3, so we will it's 3 times 3 times 3 is 9, and we will left with one remainder 1. So here the answer we will get is 1. Now finally comes the exponent operator. It uses 2 stars. So exponents operator is just like the raised to power, like 2 raised to power 2 is 4, like that. Now there are 7 operators that are mostly often being seen. Now let's see them in action. Let me open coding platform for you all. Here first we will go with a equals to, first we will define the variables. B equals to 3. Then we are going to use all the operators. Print a plus b, print a minus b, print a asterisk b, print a divided by b. And before running the program, try predicting the output. You almost already know the basic mathematics. This shouldn't be difficult. So let's see. So here, as you can see, the additions get us 13, the subtraction get us 7, the multiplication get us 30, and the division gets us 3.333. And exactly what we accept. Nothing surprising so far. Now here's something interesting. Let's compare two division operators, the normal division operators and the floor division operators. As you can see, this is floor division one, this is normal one. So let's check these two. Now let's move back to the coding. Suppose we will divide. As you can see here, we are using the normal one. Now we will try to use the floor division one. So for that, print a double time forward slash divided by b. So what do you expect? This time we will get the answer, as you know the whole number, so it will be 3. Python, as I've already said, Python removes the decimal part completely. It doesn't round off the numbers. It completely just drops out the decimal parts. This is called floor division. A simple way to remember this is that normal division gives us complete answer, and the floor division gives us only the whole number. You will often use floor division when decimal values aren't needed. Now let's talk about my favorite operator, named as modulus operator, and many beginners find it confusing at first. The modulus operator doesn't give the number to the division. Instead, it gives the remainder. So let me show you with the coding itself. Print a modulus B. Uh, as you know, when we will divide 10 by 3, we will get 3.33 and 3 and leaving us the remainder 1 if we are not going with the decimal part. So with the remainder 1, as you can see on the screen, that we are getting 1 as our answer. Now let's look at another example. Let me do it for you. Print 20 modulus 5. So what do you expect? What will it give? After running it, you can see it's giving the output as 0 because it's completely divides 5 completely divides 20. There is no value left for the remainder as it is getting completely divided. The last arithmetic operator is the exponent operator. Think it as the power. So instead of writing complicated multiplication, Python makes it easy. If I write print 2 double star 3, what do you expect here? This means 2. You let me see if the keyboard is taking. No, it's not taking. It's just simply think it like 2, and the 3 is it is the power of 3. 2 is 3 is the power of 2. So here it will gives us the answer. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So here you can see the answer that it's coming 8. Let me show you with another example for more clearance. I can type print a double star p. After clicking on run, you can see here comes 1000. So these operators are mainly basically used when we are doing scientific calculations, programming problems. It is simple, just much cleaner than writing repeated multiplication. Now what we have learned, how to perform calculation. Now let's look at another useful operators, type of operators. Sometimes we just don't want to calculate value, we also want to update the value, and here comes in play the assignment operator. Oh, here we are missing this part. Let me explain you this one first. This is only the this is called compound assignment. Let me, I think I messed up. Don't worry what you are looking at the screen. Let me explain you with the initial example. So moving on to the coding screen, removing all this. So here now I will create first x equals to 10. Now one way to write is now I want to add x to now I want to add 5 to x. So one way to do it is like this: x equals to x plus 5. So it will take the previous 10 previous value, and after clicking on x plus 5, we will get the new values assigned. Now, instead of writing x plus 5, we can also write it like this: plus equals to 5. This will also work the same way as the previous one. We can run and see if it works the same way or not. As you can see, both statements do the exactly same thing. The second one is just shorter and easier to read. The second one is called compound assignment operator. The second operator is called compound assignment operator, which just saves time and makes your code more cleaner. Now let's look at the most common assignment integer, the first one. This is the basic. This is the most basic assignment operator. It is simply stores a value inside a variable. Next comes Next comes this plus equals to sign operator. It adds a value to the current value. Like as you can see on the screen, here we are adding 5 to the previous value. Means we are just you can say think it like this. We are just adding 5 more to the previous value itself. Nothing more than. It's same like that. There is minus, there is multiplication, there is division. These all works with the assignment operators, and this comes under compound assignment operations. Let me show you the program for all. Here you can see we will first, as we have done with the addition one, we will go with the subtraction one. X equals to 5. Then we will go with the multiplication one, x into multiplication enter x plus only x division 2. And after each of it, we need to print so we can see the output. After clicking on run, you can see all the functions are working properly. Here you may be thinking why it's coming 10. So think it like this. First we assign the value 10 to the x. Then we subtracted 5. Now we are left with 5. Then we just double the 5. Then we again got the 10. Then we again divided it by 2. So we again got the 5. That's all here. Now let's move to another category called the comparison one. This one, comparison one. So these operators don't perform any calculation. Instead they compares two values, and the result is always one of the two things, either the true or false. Think it the same way. Question like, is 5 greater than 10? If it's yes, then true. If it's no, then false, simply. So Python returns false for this one. That's exactly how comparison operators work. Now let's look at some different comparison operators. Here is double equals to this is called not equals to, greater than, smaller strictly less than, means smaller than. You can simply think of then greater than or equals to. This means either equals to or either the value should be greater than. Same here, either equals to or either less than the value. These are mainly important, extremely important one. You will see in the next lecture, as these will come often when we will see with the if statement. Now let me show you some coding with these. Let's do print 10 is greater than 5. Then print 10 is equals to 20, then print 10, 5 is not equals to 7. So here the output will be mainly true or false. So as you can see, when I will run it, you can see true, false, false. As we know, 10 is greater than 5, so it's obviously true. The second one is 10 is equals to 20, which is false. Then the third one is true again, as if 5 and 7 are not equal. Perfect. The output matches our expectations. That's because comparison operators simply evaluate conditions. They don't check values. They just check if our condition is achieved or not. Now imagine that we compare know how to compare two values. What if we want to check multiple conditions at the same time? For example, if someone is greater than 18 and are they a citizen of India, can we check both at the same time in Python? Absolutely. We can say let's learn how it works. Now we have we are entering an really interesting topic. Until now, we have only checked one condition at a time, but real programs are a little smarter. Sometimes they need to check more than two operators, or sometimes five, four, six, seven condition, many more conditions you can think like. The conditions that are being used to check the conditions are called logical operators. So Python gives us three logical operators: and, or, and not. Let's start with and. Think about the situation. Imagine a website that asks about, are you above 18 and are you a registered citizen? If you are both, then the website will work for you. If not, if both the conditions are not achieved, then your website will not work for you. The same way, that's exactly how the operators works. If it returns true only when the condition is true, even one in false. Here in this end, the in the end one, when both the conditions are true, then only we will get the output true. Means when both the conditions are satisfied, then only we will get the result. If one of the conditions is getting false, then the both will be evaluated as false as condition is not achieved. Now let's look at or. This is one of more flexible one. Imagine a website says you can log in using your email or your mobile number. You don't need both, you need just one. How is that's work the same way. You need at least one true, means at least one condition needs to be achieved to get the expected values. Now, the last one is not operator. Not operator, not much of difficulty. This is simply reverse your answer. Means it's just converts true to false and true false to true. Let's do some coding to. Here we will do age equals to 20, citizen equals to true, print age is greater than 18 and citizen. Before we run, what do you think will be its answer? The person is also here. Both the condition is achieved, as you can see. The here is the person is also a citizen. Both conditions are true. So the final answer should be true. Let's run and check. And as we had expected, the final answer should be true. Now let's change one value. If we will convert this true to false, we have just converted true to false. Nothing changes else. Let's run it again. See here, one condition is true as age is being achieved above 18, but it is be saying that it is not the condition. It is not a citizen. So the one condition is false. So when we know that when one condition is true and the other condition is false, all our gods false. Now let's replace with one another example of or. Just convert and to or. And after clicking on one, you can see here the condition is coming is true because we know if any of the condition is achieved in or conditionals, then we will get the output as true. And here the condition is being achieved as the age is greater than 18, so we are getting the true. Now let's do the true false one. Not condition. Let's try the not condition. Print not true. Same with print not false. Running both. You can see print just converted to the opposite. Trues become false and false becomes true. Now let's move to something more beginners often find confusing. That's called identity operator. You want to use these every day, but it is important to understand how this works. So they think about two identical water bottles. They look exactly the same. They have same size, same color, same amount of water, but they are still two different bottles. Python thinks in a similar way. Sometimes two variables contains the same value but aren't actually the same object. That's what identity operators check. The two operators is and is not. The is operators checks whether two variables points to the exact same object in the memory or the same value or not. Let me show you with example. So here I am forming a list. I have not taught you list till now, but we will soon cover lists. Uh, for here, I have just simply think. I've created a variable and stored 1, 2, 3 in it. Then I have created take took the value of first variable and stored in B. Then I have created a third variable named same 1, 2, 3. And now let's do the comparison one. Work print A is B. Print A is C. Now let's run it. As you can see, one is coming true and one is coming false. The reason the first one is coming true because the first one is storing the value of A itself. You can see that we are assigning the value of A to B. So here the no new value is being assigned. Just the B is also pointing to the same position where A is pointing, whereas C has all new three values and as a new location. Think it like this, that A has stored something in a box and B is pointing to the same box. But C has created another box for himself. So it is pointing to the another box. Now don't confuse with the double equals to the equals to operator and is operators are both different things. Double equals to operators compares value, whereas is compares objects. Double equals to compares values and is compares objects. That's the difference. That's the main difference. Now look at the last category of operators called membership operators. Hmm. These are surprisingly useful. Suppose you have a sentence and you want to know whether a particular word exists in a sentence or not. Maybe you have a list of name or you want to see if there is a name present in the list or not. That's exactly where the membership operators do. They checks whether something exists inside another collections or not. I can give us two membership operator in and not in. Let's say with an example. So here we will do message equals to learn Python. Then we will do some space print Python in this will be out of quotation. So in message next line print Java in message. Now when we click on run, you can see there is a spelling mistake. As you can see, one is coming true because Python is there in message. Here you can see I have stored learn Python in message and we are checking if Python is there. So it is there. We can also check for the even one alphabet also that if it is there or not. You can see it's there. So it will take it as true. And if it's not there, it will taken as false. It's check it simply you can think like Python takes Python the machine takes Java as what I need to search here the four letters Java and it will search the whole sentence where these four letters are coming together and if it comes then it returns true if it's not comes it returns false. Now we have almost covered major types of operators in Python. There are just one more important concept left. Sometimes an expression can contain multiple operators. So which operators will be of that's called precedence of operator. So precedence of operator. One minute, please. Uh, Precedence of a operator. Now, this in this concept, order precedence. The name sounds technical, but it's actually very easy. It's same like the board mass rule that we have already studied in our seventh eighth. That where we need to where the first grams brackets, then or something like that only. So here, if we will ask. You a simple question. I have already told you the board mass one with an example. Now, in Python, the first works the enclosing bracket bounds means the brackets first it's मतलब in an equation the first brackets will work then the exponential power will work then the multiplication division float division then modulus then addition then subtraction then relation operators and at last the boolean operators and or not. You don't need to memorize this list. The more you run the program, the more natural it becomes. One the simple habit can save you from many mistakes. Whenever one expressions look confusing, just use brackets to make it simple. They then it will be easier for you to read the code also, and it also removes some confusion. Now let's use everything we have learned and some build some programs. So we will first going with by checking if a number is odd or even. So opening, अरे यार So we will first take input from use. We are taking input from user. So first we will define an operator. We define a variable. Then we will take the data. I forgot this. First we will take. Then we will take input. Then we will use enter. This is called prompt that we are writing just now. This will when we will run the program, this enter a number will be as enter a number will be shown on the user's screen, so that the number so that the user will understand what the computer is expecting from them to do. So basically here we are doing, first we have defined the variable num, then we are assigning the input that we are going to take from the user, and the input is being converted into integer. As you know, everything that comes from the user is considered as a string, as I have told you before. Then the converted integer is here check divided by 2, and as we know that if a number is even and we will divide it by 2, then it will leave no remainder. So we are comparing it the same using the same logic. We are comparing it here equals to 0, and if it is a even, it will come true. If it's false, if it will come false. So first we will go with 5, and you can see 5. As we know, 5 is not a integer. Again, we are going with 4, and we know 4 is integer. Sorry, 4 is even number. So you can see 4 data is true. Let's do some bigger number. Let's do with 21. And as we know, 21 is odd. It will return false. Same with 22. 22 is even, so it returns true. Now let's build one more program. A simple calculator, but here we are taking it as float and doing all some addition, differentiation, product, and division, and we need to print it like this. So let's do it. Print. Go take your time. I will pause the video and write the code. Till that time, you also uh, pause the video and directly see. I will explain you the code. So pause the video. I hope all of you have done with the code. Now moving on to the explanation of the code. First, let me run a number for you, then we will move on to the explanation. So first number we will enter 12.5, then we will enter 4, and we can see there should be, let's leave a space in between, more clearance. So here you can see the all the operators are coming. So here basically we are taking first number as 12, first number from user as user input. Then we are taking the second number user input. Then we are doing the addition using the addition operator. Then subtraction using the subtraction operator. Same with multiplication, division. Then this is called floor division. Then this is called modulus. In floor division, it is divided into 2. Simply think like we are just taking the first part, and the rest of the after decimal part is just considered as 0. Then there come the modulus, and in modulus it returns the remainder. No. Let's build some relational ones. So for this one, same we will take user input itself. Enter second number, print A is greater than B, print A is smaller than B, and let's run this. So it will ask for two inputs. So first we will enter input as 5, then second will be as 6. And as we know, 5 is greater than 6 is false, and 5 is greater than 6 is true. Now, before we finish, let's talk about some few common mistakes. So, now first talking about the confusion with equals to and double equals to, or you can say double equals compares to. So basically single operators assign values and double operators compares to values. They are completely different, so don't be confused in it. Then talking about the single slash and double slash, or you can say the floor integer or the float, classical float. So basically, in the first one, I have just reminded you in the previous one that the first one, normal float, returns after decimal points the values after decimal points, but the double float doesn't return any values after. It just considered them all as 0. Then same with the precedence flaws, and to tackle the brackets, sometimes we put brackets but we forgot to close them. That's also many time we does these types of mistakes. You also try one more program by yourself. Here are so basically here is 4 tasks for you all. The first one, you need to build a program to compute room surface metrics cleanly using compound assignments. So matrix cleanly uses compound operator. Then you have to do integer module division validator. In this one, remainder attribute directly to output combine arithmetic and priority tracking brackets to process complex equations safety, and then you need to do the compare is. So basically you do the A, C, and D one. These are completely easy, and for the B one, let me explain it for you. So basically in the B one, we are taking two inputs. as they have done in the previous code itself. Then that we are taking two inputs and we are just showing it to which and just showing the largest in between both of them. It's also similar, but just a little tweak of the codes. No, so today we have learned. Oh, there are more you can go with. Then you can go with fully functional calculators, building fully functional, not fully functional, but till these using these four in engineering rules, some basics. So now, today we have learned operators, what operators are. Then we explored arithmetic operations, then assignment operators, then comparison operators, then logical, then identity operators. Let me quickly give a little more that you may have forgotten. The assignment operators was that equals to sign one, then comparison operators was the equal to greater than or smaller sign. Logical operator was and or. Identity operator was is is not. The membership operator was in. And we also understood operator precedence and use these concepts to build some programs. Then that's a big step to forward towards coding, because operators are almost used everywhere in Python. So in our next lecture, we are finally going to make our program think using if else, elif, and instead of just printing results, our program will start making decisions based on different conditions. I'm excited for the lecture. I hope you are too. Thank you for watching. Keep practicing, keep experimenting, and as always, thank you.